and I just kind of fill in these gaps. Hey guys, today I went to the thrift shop and I got lucky. I got another Canon A-1. I just wanted to make a video and show you the process that I go through with all these cameras. Step one that I do is I go online and I Google, in this case, a Canon A-1 manual, because I want to quickly just find out what battery I need. You can read through the manual if you want, but in this case I'm just going to grab the battery. Page 19, load the battery. See here, 6V, lithium 6V LR44. I have a Canon A1 already, so I already stole the battery out of that one, and I'm going to put it in this. You gotta screw this part off. And then this, it's got a little toggle. So there you pop it in. Close the latch. Now that the battery is in, it's happy, making all the right noises. So that is step two. See if it's making all those noises that you like hearing from that SLR. You just have to fire, and then put your eye through this little finder. You want to make sure that you see those numbers and that they read. Make sure all these toggles work. You switch from AV to TV, back to AV. You slide down. This is the aperture control, and then when you switch to TV, this is the shutter speed control, and then this is the ISO here. This little switch for your A1 needs to be on like that to see inside the viewfinder, or else you will not see any numbers. You can see like the washed out numbers there, but if I turn it off, no numbers. Another important thing that I do before ruling this as a working camera is I open it up, and obviously be careful where you open it. You want to control air environment. So just show you what if it opens up and you see a light, that means that it is firing correctly. When I'm doing the shutter test, I always go into shutter priority. So we'll go to 125. Just so you can see the shutter, and you want to go through all these modes to see that it is opening the shutter faster or slower. I'm gonna drop down to 1/15 of a second. I have sacrificed a roll. I was shooting a roll and forgot in a camera, and I straight just opened it. I don't even remember what shots are on, but that roll is done. So now I have this as my test roll. So you want to just pop this. So one. And that's what you want to see here, is that this flap overlaps like that. You see the inside and not the outside of this. And you just shoot and keep winding. You can close. So every film has a certain amount that it needs to shoot to get this number to 1 and know that you're ready to shoot. What I wanted to show is that when you're shooting those test shots, or those before one, when you shoot, this needs to be spinning. If it's not spinning, that means there's something wrong. So I got to the end of the roll. So to unload, I press this, and then there's an arrow here pointing in the direction that I want you to wind. And right now I can feel the camera resisting, so I know that it still has roll to unload. And then here you should be able to see the numbers going backwards. I do actually have the manual I got with one of the Canon A1s that I've purchased through thrift shop. This scan is the exact same scan of this manual. And just to show you, look at all the information, the dial names and specifics. This manual shows you how to hold the camera. All manuals of all these cameras in the past have the step-by-step process of how to hold it. I can almost make just a wallpaper of all the different people that they use to hold these cameras, how to focus and how the focusing system works, the micro prism ring and the split image rangefinder, all to help you focus. Here are the numbers that they'll display at the bottom, and then here is the viewfinder, and it shows you in there what is in focus and isn't out of focus. So if you see lines, it's out of focus. If you see clear, in focus. Here in the middle you see the head and the neck are not matching. Here neck and head meet. So step 5 is to clean the camera. You want to look for any dust and clean that off. All this. I also do this touch up, I like to call it, with any scratches that don't come off. This isn't really important, but this shows. I do like to pop the lens out, and let's see if I can zoom in. And you can see there is a little dust in there. The best way to do it is not to get a microfiber cloth, but the air canister, so I'll have compressed air. You always want to aim the camera down. That looks pretty clean in there now. So on the lens, you clean both sides, not just the one side. You clean the inside here, and then that looks pretty good actually. And then the outside. This camera is actually pretty clean. Another thing is that I've sacrificed a paintbrush specifically to getting dust off my cameras. So I go into all the edges, brush it off like a fossil. I got most of the dust out. Make this camera look good. Another thing that I do is I use an alcohol wipe to get any of the areas that may just look brown or dirty. This camera's not that bad that it needs it. Using the touch up, if it's black, I get a Sharpie and I just kind of fill in these gaps. And you can see there, it doesn't look perfect, but it looks better. You can wipe the whole system off with a small, I wouldn't say like a wet Clorox wipe, but like a almost dry Clorox wipe, and it'll get rid of all the Sharpie on the black, but keep the scratched metal black. So it's just my touch up of this camera. The last step would just be to load an actual roll that's ready to go out and shoot it. So that wraps up this video of the walkthrough with the Canon A-1. Let me know what you guys like, don't like about the camera, or do like about the camera or video. Please, please, please read your manual. If you don't want to read your manual, comment any questions or concerns. I will show you how to hold the camera. I will read the whole manual to you. Let me know what you guys like. Have a great day. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to your boy. But this I will turn on. That's not a good sign. So I did put the battery in upside down. So there.